That life is your spirit, because the spirit is the blood. Now, within that makeup of the blood, there is a white corpuscle that protects the red corpuscle from any foreign germ, bacteria, any kind of disease comes into the bloodstream, that white blood cell will attack it. Now, there are some diseases that come in look just like a red corpuscle. How does the white corpuscle know? Intellect. Intellect is present. You see that? And you have a central sun. You have planets called chakras. And you have life in you called cells. And within those cells are other life forms that deal in chromosomes and DNA. All that is living, breathing, energy, individuals, people. Now, if I take a white corpuscle and I got it under a microscope and I'm looking, and I go inside that white corpuscle, I see life, right? What happens when I go inside of the white corpuscle? I'm going to see life. How far do I go down to when it stops? How far do I go here when it stops? All of us are universes locked up in a universe. It's just that we so busy going this way, we never go what? This way. The journey inward. And the journey inward is just as vast as the universe going out. Do you have galaxies in your body? Sure. You got crabs in your body. If you be watching TV, you see something float by your eye, that's something went by. You see how everybody felt that? Because that's reality. So we are a universe. We're just so busy talking about the body, me, I. I told you ain't by yourself. That little thing that be scratching at night, that's people eating salt off your body. They hungry too. When you sweat.
On that point, how, talking with the energy in the universe and all of that, and the soul, how does the natural frequency, the vibration force of the earth, the chant universal Om, how does that impact your internal universe and the life force around you? And I'll bring it up because Brother Mike had lent me a Om CD, and I started playing it throughout the house.
Get tranquil, don't it?
Yeah, and then the plants went on a growth spurt.
That's right.
Every plant in the house started blossoming, shooting up leaves within 48 to 72 hours. So I was like, you could do that to the plants. You know, what is it doing to me?
You're growing and you're letting the plants grow. What happens is, remember you said the frequency?
Right.
And I read where we were talking about how we were created in the 9 ether. Well, the 9 ether is this, your hair, all on your body. That's the 9 ether. With that 9 ether, it brings in what we used to try to explain on Tamaray. Remember we had the land? And we had that big black pyramid in the middle and the 4 pyramids around it. Not only was that a ritual, that was really an alignment to get yourself back tuned with the universe, really. You know, people like rituals, so, you know, Doc came up with a ritual, said, I get him to do something special. You know, people want to be special. What that did was, that taught us about the energy flow. It's called a double helix. And the double helix is the energy that flows up to the universe, is brought back down, and the conducer that does that are the pyramids. Within that energy flow, it's based on an 800 megahertz frequency. And it's channeled in through your 9 ether hair. And that energy comes down from the universe in you and shot back up. What that does is, it works on a formulation of the central point of that pyramid, because you heard the Om. Because the Om is the initiator of the bringing in of that energy. What that energy does is, it gets into you, and then you start getting a little purity. How it works in your house, which was a good example, is once you get that purity in you, remember, in your blood is energy. But that blood gets there because you take in oxygen. Oxygen is taken in your nostrils, sometimes your mouth, it comes down your esophagus to your lungs, and thus it turns into liquid. And it feeds your blood pure oxygen, pure energy. Now, you breathe in oxygen, but you breathe out carbon dioxide. So that pure carbon dioxide is taken in by plants. And that plants gives out oxygen, so both of y'all are feeding each other. But the purity started with you, because what that Om did was channel that energy in your house. And you took that energy in, that went into your bloodstream, that went into the plant, and thus y'all are growing together. Now, what also happens is the vibration mode of that Om feeds part of your spirit. Because remember, once you're in that channel of Om, I don't care what you do, you stop and you forget about everything.
That's right.
That's feeding the spirit. So when that spirit grows, you're felt in the house. You start jumping a little bit more and stuff. But you know what you want to do? You're going to start getting more plants. And that more plants is going to create the atmosphere of that pure oxygen. Because you feeding it, it's feeding you. And it all started with that Om. When you go, with the sound of the universe, thus your heart is feeling it, and it calms down. You can have that high blood pressure, but you get that Om and you start calming down a little bit, because it's settling in your heart as well. Because your heart acts as that vibration mode of rhythm within your body. Boom, boom, boom. That's why we like the drum. Boom, boom, boom. That's your heart. And with that Om, that's why in the Bible it said that, and this guy with this big lamb, hairs of wool, and the feet of burnt grass sounds like rumbling waters. And if you pay attention to the beach and you hear that rumbling, you'll hear the Om. It comes in, and you hear it. In between that is that, and that's the sound of the universe and the sound of our planet. Okay? Keep that Om going. Put some more plants in there. Oh yeah, it's all good. See, we following our sisters, the Mother Earth. Mother Nature does that. Yeah. He got the own tape over there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
Also, when you do that line chakra,
Yes.
in the spine,
Yes.
all that works together, right?
Yes. And the energy that pushes that is the base of your tetrahedron. See, right here, if I take him and I take his at this point, that's the 7th point, or the 7th chakra of the tetrahedron. If I look at it here, I have what you call the nose that looks like a pyramid. It's not aquiline, it's broad. That is the size of your pyramids right here. These points make up what we call a tetrahedron. And the tetrahedron works on electromagnetism. Those are the same electrodes that are in the back of your spinal column. It works on that electrical energy going up and down your spinal column. These are like electronic coils. All that feeds in together and it starts from here. That's how our bodies stay intact, because of the electromagnetism. Remember, we too are made up of atoms. And a lot of us have those electrons in us. And we have the neutron and the proton by our nature of negative and positive energy. So all that feeds together, yes, it works up your spinal column. And that's why a part of your sperm will go up here, get the soul, come back, bingo, on his way to the egg to develop another soul.
That's where that comes from, control your nature.
Mm-hmm, control your nature. But you started from here. Once you get this together, you got nature together. But once again, you need your companion. Because she's the one that's more on nature than us. Remember the brother was talking about plants? Go in sisters' houses, what'd you see? Plants. That's Mother Nature. She does that. She's mother. And we need her to help us to grow. Yes?